I just would like to state for the record that I am a Chemical King fan.
This is another episode of the Flight Ringers podcast. I'm David King. That's Dan Spottswood.
It's good to be here. Thank you.
We are professional cartoonists, and we are Legion of Superheroes experts.
I had to go to 2 comic shops yesterday. It pissed me off. There's one relatively close to me, but I didn't get off work till like 5. Every new book that I wanted was gone.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, you came too late. I'm like, what the fuck? I have a job.
You got to order it from Previews. You have to buy that $15 Previews magazine every month and order one thing a month out of it.
Yeah, it's fucking absurd.
Yeah. You have to know 6 months in advance what you're going to want.
I mean, I get that the industry is doing so poorly that they have to order super tight, I guess. But if I, who's been collecting shit all my life and am somewhat in the know, am coming on the day of and can't get them, then how do you expect someone who just, hey, maybe I want to get into comics, and they go in and like nothing's there?
Yeah, or only the worst stuff that nobody wanted to buy.
Right. It's not a user-friendly experience.
I mean, I'm surprised that there are still comic shops. I thought when COVID happened and everything had to shut down for 6 months or whatever, like, this is the death. Like, they're all going away, you know, or half of them.
It's like it's being artificially propped up in a way, because if you just have to order everything through Previews in order to get it, then you could do that online. But they probably want to keep those guys in business, so you have to get it through the comic shop, but it's totally ridiculous. It's like ordering something on Amazon and then having to go somewhere to pick it up.
It's like having to go somewhere to order something on Amazon.
Well, they'll
and then go and pick it up.
They will let you go through the Previews catalog online, though.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, you start some kind of account or something and link it to your comic shop or something. You still have to go to the comic shop to actually buy them.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's silly.
All right, you punk bitch. So we're back after a little break. We're doing Adventure 379, right?
379. The saga continues.
How do you pronounce this word? Burial or burial in space?
Burial, right?
Burial.
Burial? Burial? My grandma's name was Muriel.
Yeah, spelled the same way, right? With an E instead of an A.
Right. I'm just a Midwest hick.
Yeah, just a couple of kids from Kansas. Burial.
Yeah, we don't have accents here in Missouri.
Yeah, I've never said Missouri. I think my dad does, though.
Yeah, it's an older person thing.
What about Iowa? My dad says Iowa, too, I think.
I think everyone under a certain age just grew up learning to speak from TV. And it's the older folks who have the accents.
Right. Yeah, you're right. You're totally right.
I noticed that in New York and Chicago.
But we still sound different from those guys.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I sent you that image because I think this might be a whole like kind of subgenre of Silver Age comic covers. Like, I think there's a lot of covers with bodies being jettisoned into space or floating in space.
Right.
Well, there's at least 2. I haven't found the others yet.
I think that other one is cooler than this one. Like,
it is.
It's like guys in suits in their little space capsules and a really tormented looking Supergirl finding them out there, right?
Right. Yeah, that one's kind of a neat idea. Like, you just run into a whole bunch of bodies.
Yeah. And there's like businessmen from Earth, from 20th century New York City are out there.
This is nice because for once it's Star Trek ripping off the Legion.
Oh yeah, with Mr. Spock's
Mr. Spock. Yeah, this is
Seinfeld called it a sunglasses case.
Oh, the sunglasses case. 13 years before.
I was just reading a Jim Shooter thing on that Adventure 247 blogspot.com thing. Omnicom, is that what it's called?
Sounds right.
On there's a statement, I guess, from Shooter. I guess somebody at some point had asked about the layouts, the credit of layouts for Jim Shooter, and what exactly that meant. And so they asked Shooter, and he wrote back, and he said, I basically drew every issue I wrote from 1965 and 1970, just in my own whatever amateur leagues way.
Right.
Like it's not quite like Keith Giffen layouts. It's just like as good as I can draw.
Right.
He drew them, But he
so it's
just
kind of like a
happens
kid's comic or something.
Yeah.
It'd be so awesome if those were still around. Like they should collect those.
Yeah. He also said he provided a cover design for every issue in color.
In color.
Yeah.
I wonder if they took any of those suggestions.
I think he said they did in this article or in this, thing he wrote. I don't recall him saying sometimes they use them, sometimes they didn't. He just didn't specify, I guess. I'm just assuming that Shooter designed this. He said that when Neil Adams would work from his layout, it was like Neil Adams read my mind and drew the picture that I wanted to draw. That's what he said about the Neil Adams ones. And so this is exactly what was in Jim Shooter's imagination. This weird egghead guy reading the Bible while they shoot Superboy out into space. Right. I don't think this guy even appears in the comic, the Bible guy.
No. I mean, I guess they put Bible on there to suggest what it is or what they're doing. But is Bible exclusively a Christian thing?
I believe so. I don't think they don't call any of the other religious books the Bible or a Bible.
The Satanic Bible.
I guess so.
Or is that the Necronomicon?
But I mean, like, who else would that, like, would you just think he's reading a novel or something or a magazine while they're shooting Superboy into space? Like, really, really disrespectfully reading a book?
What are you guys doing?
Like, are you guys done yet with your little friend?
Does this spaceship have a rear view mirror?
No, I don't know. Does it?
I don't know. What is that thing underneath the speech bubble?
Oh, you know what? I can't see it because my cover is torn off. Somebody took a bite out of it.
What?
Whatever it is gone from this one.
It's a rear view mirror. How much did you pay for that?
Hell if I know. I bet I paid $250 for this.
Okay.
Yeah.
$250?
$2.50 because I'm sure I got it at, now that I'm thinking about it, I got it at this comic shop. Every once in a while they have half price on all their back issues. And so I'm like, $250 is a good price for one of these. $5? Not with a bite taken out of the cover, but $250 is fine. But if anybody wants to send me a near mint copy, be my guest. Let me know.
If anyone has a piece of this issue.
Oh, yeah. If you
piece.
Have that. Yeah, you need a rearview mirror to find out who's tailgating you out in the infinity of space.
For certain.
All right. I also didn't get any input on who drew this splash page because it does not look like Win Mortimer.
Do you think it's Jack Abel?
I don't know. Maybe Jack Abel faithfully inked Jim Shooter or something. Faces on Invisible Kid.
The figures in the background and the background itself remind me of Win Mortimer.
Yeah, it does. It's just like these guys. And maybe the Shrinking Violet a little bit don't look quite right.
Right.
Oh, well, no biggie.
So this is continuing a two-parter.
Yeah.
The first part, which I thought was pretty good, but it's not exactly a continuation of that story. Like, it is ostensibly, but I guess they didn't think it could fill 22 pages, so we have yet almost an entirely different story kind of sandwiched in there.
It reminds me of that one with the Wanderers that was two pages, like or two parts, and the first part was the Wanderers, and the second part was King of the Legion or something, right? Where they go to the tournament of champions on another planet after they have to. Right. First part they have to round up the Wanderers who have turned evil, and the second part is they go to the tournament and who find out who becomes and it's like, yeah, the same thing, sort of a two-parter, but it's as if they play it both ways. Like it's a two-parter, but also like if I only read the second part because I bought it off a newsstand, it's fine. I'm not confused, which seems like kind of a challenge, I suppose, to do that repeatedly.
It depends on how well they do it. A lot of times it just seems like they tack on some. Sometimes it feels more forced than other times. But yeah, it must be an editorial mandate that it stands on its own because they do two-parters in every issue. They'll split the story up and end it with a cliffhanger, and then you flip a couple pages and you get to part two. And it's structured like a two-parter when they split it within a single issue is what I'm saying.
Oh,
but when it's over two separate issues, then it's like the second one has to have its own plot.
Yeah.
And it's just like kind of a thematic connection to the previous one.
Yeah, like I guess in the last issue, 5 of the Legionnaires are dead. They die at the end of it. And this one picks up with a new batch of Legionnaires. I don't know. They're not even trying to solve the murder of these guys. They just get taken away on this adventure. And what an adventure it is. It's actually even like it's still confusing because the live characters on the splash page here is Invisible Kid and Shrinking Violet. They don't even show up in the comic until way later. The guys in the main adventure is Ultra Boy, Starboy, Phantom Girl, Karate Kid. No, Karate Kid died last issue. Lightning Lad, Chameleon Boy, something like that.
Right. This is continuing the tradition of that first page almost being like a cover in itself and showing us something mid-action, something we don't even get to until much later in the book.
Yeah, this does, once you flip the page, it picks up with the very last page of the previous issue where everybody's frozen or dead and this mysterious character shows up and he's a gray alien from popular culture.
Right. The pop culture UFOs.
Yeah, I did a little reading on this, and like this is what I read said that this design of the space alien first showed up like in the 1930s, where a sci-fi author described an alien looking like this, and then the book had illustrations where they look kind of like this in the 30s.
There wasn't stuff like this in Egypt? Or is it?
I don't know.
It's like kind of a movie retcon.
Oh, Ancient Aliens type of stuff? Yeah. Right. Then I also read, somebody said that H.G. Wells kind of described like future humans looking like this, which is a little bit more like what these guys are, is that they're these advanced humanoid people and they don't need, they have big heads and they have big eyes and they have whatever, based on some kind of like evolutionary ideas of what your body would be like if you don't need to be strong and just use your brains all the time. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this dude shows up and he's interrupted by some live Legionnaires, and he takes these guys to his planet.
He really is kind of an unrealistic depiction of people in that sort of post-physical society. Like, you should have like a big fat ass and a gut from like sitting at his desktop all day. You should be all dying of heart disease.
He says he's from another universe. He takes the Legionnaires there, and it looks like this. It looks like this. I guess, I don't know if this is a planet in the universe or it's some other dimension. It's called the Temple of Minds, where he and all his people live what are they, the Cirrus?
Yes.
But the council of old guys explains the society of the Cirons to the Legionnaires.
Gotta say, when kind of let me down with the city. But
well, I mean, I guess on one hand it's kind of a letdown, but don't you think that looks really cool?
I guess in a kind of Dell Comics kind of way. Mm-hmm. I think maybe because Phantom Girl calls to attention how beautiful and unprecedented it is with all these brilliant colors. I don't know. It doesn't
could be a little more beautiful.
The description.
Yeah, it leaves a little bit to our imagination. I agree with that. I do think it looks real cool, but I'm also like a sucker for, I don't know, just coloring things like 100% magenta and just like going with it or something.
Sure.
But they describe the society as they never leave their homes.
They're really lazy. I mean, they've got machines feeding them their bowl of cereal in the morning.
Yeah, he says complete automation occurred long ago. All we do is think and exchange ideas. Our intellectual capacity has greatly increased, and our sheer brain power has reached world-shaking proportions. So that's all they do, is they sit and think and exchange ideas. Mm-hmm. It reminded me of that. It's like I guess it's Mad. It's like a Wally Wood Mad comic called Blobs. And it sort of informs that Wall-E movie when they finally run into humans and they're also people who just drink soda pop and sit in big chairs and fly through space all the time.
I've not seen this movie, but
yeah,
I can picture it.
But in Blobs, like, there are these guys who have giant heads and these tiny bodies that can't do anything, and they think they have little hover cars and stuff, and they're drawing these silly Wally Wood cartoon style artwork. But these guys aren't quite there yet. They can still get up and move around.
They're not driving rascals around.
Not yet. But the one dude who brings them who brings the Legionnaires, he has to excuse himself because he's just so tired and he needs to rest for a couple years.
These lazy motherfuckers.
Nah, I mean, I want to rest for a couple years.
Yeah.
Like I did some work today. Like I worked all day. Like, I want to rest for a couple years after one day of work, please. I don't have any disdain for this guy.
Is he worn out from using his mental powers to transport them from his continuum?
I think it's the physical labor. It's not like they have so much mental power. Like what he says, that it's planet shaking. What did he say? It's right here. World shaking proportions of intellectual power. It's the physical power that they're lacking in. And that's why they brought the Legionnaires.
They're certainly not lacking in ego.
Yeah, that's true. The dudes who are talking to the Legionnaires are like, our entire population is devoted to thought alone, except for this panel of temple men who are in charge of making sure everything runs right. Like it seems like they almost think of themselves as less than the rest of the population, even though they're kind of in charge of running everything. They could enslave all these guys if they wanted, but I guess they're benevolent.
They don't seem too bright to me, really, for all this thinking.
All this highfalutin thinking.
Well, they pull these guys in as muscle, but then they're like, we need you guys to come up with a plan.
Yeah.
I thought they were just the muscle and you're the super genius. Why don't you provide the plan?
Well, yeah, to play devil's advocate, maybe it's because they're deferential to the expertise of these strong arm guys.
Right.
And it's like, who best to come up with a plan for fighting off people than these men of action types? Not us. So all we do is think and exchange ideas.
Right. Because they are being invaded by their polar opposites, basically. Like guys
Jocks.
who have... right. They've devoted all of their energies and time to their physicality, and they're dumb as rocks, I guess. Do they mention somewhere? Are they divergent? Are they from a common ancestor?
They don't say. They don't tell us anything about these guys, only that they have a malignant master or something.
Oh, okay.
They say they come from another universe, still another third universe, where these big ape guys come from. Beings of pure physical force.
Yeah, you would think at the end they would all like mate or something, or make out, and we should form a society. We should breed together.
Well, these guys
create like normal beings.
These ape guys, they're bent on conquering the Sirons. And they you can't get through to these guys. They're invulnerable to mental power. These Siron gray alien dudes
are so dumb.
They're not going to be able to seduce these guys and be like, hey, let's hook up and create a super race.
There's nothing you can tell them that will convince them that the election was not stolen.
Totally. I mean, as I'm reading this, like I'm thinking that maybe the Sirons actually have some nefarious purpose and they're using the Legionnaires.
Yeah.
It doesn't turn out that way, but I'm like, why didn't you do that? Like maybe the ape jock monster guys are bad and the nerd guys are cool. But like what kind of super intelligent nerd guys need to get a force from another universe unless it's to manipulate them for, I don't know, some kind of nefarious, insidious ends.
I mean, the plot's pretty flimsy. I mean, if it wasn't just filler for part 2 of a bigger story, it wouldn't stand up very well because it's so straightforward. You expect like it to turn out that the brainy guys are not so great after all. They're like colonists and they're fucking these guys over because they want to make like they think these guys have like valuable waterfront property or something.
I sort of had this idea early 1969. So the nerds and the jocks are in a battle, and the nerds call in this outside strong force to back them. I don't know if this is a analog to Vietnam.
Yeah,
and I can't imagine that Jim Shooter is actually thinking about that stuff. I don't know if 18-year-old Jim Shooter was really clued into this type of stuff. Like at 18, I was not clued into anything, but I'm willing to say that Jim Shooter is maybe a smarter guy than me, maybe more of a reader. at 18.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt he's smarter than you. I mean, it's possible. This thing is just so basic. I feel like you could map almost anything onto it.
That's true.
There's not a lot of specificity here. Like he might have just lifted this all from an episode of Star Trek.
Yeah. I do like to think that he was trying to put some, I mean, I don't want that in my comic books.
I don't want you shoving your politics down my throat.
Right. I don't want his anti-woke agenda being shoved down my throat. But Vietnam was also a war like this where...
I'm not... The French are involved.
Yeah, in the Vietnam War, like I was looking at that, and similar to the Israel versus Egypt thing, where it was the United States feeding Israel and USSR feeding Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
In Vietnam, it was sort of similar, like the half of Vietnam that was on the side of the United States was fighting against the half of Vietnam that was aligned with Russia again, you know?
Right.
And that's just how they do it. Like it's all proxy wars for Cold War shit between the United States and Russia, who are just like meddling in these small countries as biz.
Interesting. I wonder if anyone's like done any research on like writers, artists, editors, etc. Like to what extent their political views on that topic are snuck into the comics.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like probably never. Unless it's just like a straight up like ripped from the headlines, like we're going to adapt this thing that's in the news into a comic book story, like kind of an apolitical type of just because it's a good war story or something. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much they gave a fuck about putting I don't know, some kind of propaganda into comic books.
Yeah, like I guess I wouldn't go as far to say like propaganda, like they're trying to persuade the readers.
Yeah, just like this one, like you can, you know, like I can talk about it and be like, no, in this scenario, the Legion of Superheroes is the United States and blah blah blah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're trying to sneak that kind of stuff in, even if they had that intention. I feel like the comics code or something would put the kibosh on that, but maybe they're paying attention to that might affect what they're writing. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, now that we're done talking about that, over here on page 8, did you get a load of Chemical King's hairdo?
Almost has long hair. He has kind of a mullet.
Yeah, kind of bangs and a mullet. They're trying to change it up. You know, like this is the first haircut like that I ever remember seeing.
Yeah, this is one of the... It looks like they're trying to make use of him in here.
Oh yeah, he uses his powers on himself to fight some of these guys.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. But yeah, this story is very padded. Like there's a lot of time spent on magic chairs that can recline with your thoughts, chairs that you can shower in the morning.
Right, and feed you.
And then there's some very basic subplot with Ultra Boy being overly protective of Phantom Girl.
Yeah, Ultra Boy is currently the leader of the team. And did Phantom Girl almost get killed a little partway through the comic? And then he's gun shy, right?
Right.
And they talk about shit like how we're going to get married someday and stuff like that. All they're doing is trying to plan out how to stop these guys. They haven't fought them at all.
Nope. They're doing research, looking at the tapes, seeing the eggheads getting whooped by these Hulk guys.
Yeah, they're looking at the map. It's like Seven Samurai type of stuff, where they take their stick in the dirt and they draw a little map of the town.
Yeah, evidently the super brains couldn't participate in the planning stage. They were too tired.
Yeah, they plan their attack. They go after them. The Legionnaires kind of get their asses handed to them.
They get their asses handed to them in such a way that it doesn't even make sense that they sat down and planned it, because there's no discernible plan here. They just kind of run out there like idiots and get their butts kicked.
Well, don't they think they can just take them with sheer force of their superpowers?
I guess. Does that count as a plan?
Nah, let's give these guys the benefit of the doubt. Like we're an elite, trained force. We know how to work together. We've been on a billion missions. This is 1969. We've been a team for 9 or 10 years now. They know how to take out A bunch of strong, tough guys.
What are we
right?
sitting here planning for? We can just outgun them with our powers.
Yeah, well, let's play it by ear, Like, let's see what happens. I got lightning guy. I got a strong guy. We could probably take out some.
I think they set out to make the plan, and they spent a lot of time working on those 3D models and putting it all together. But ultimately, they got distracted by the chairs. And fuck it, we're out of time. Let's just attack.
Yeah, the monster guys. It looks like they're about to rip Phantom Girl in half. I don't know why she doesn't use her powers to dematerialize. It looks like they explain it.
Looks suggestive to me in bad ways.
Oh yeah, like one guy's got hold of her legs, huh?
But I get okay, so she's knocked out. That's why she's not.
Yeah, they knocked her out while she was solid, so she couldn't dematerialize.
See, I'm not sure if this would make sense later, because I think maybe her intangible form might be her natural state.
Like even if you knocked her out, she becomes intangible.
Right, because that's where she's from, an intangible universe. Like, it's one of those things where her power might actually be sort of the opposite of what you expect. Like, her power is to become really dense. Dense enough that she can interact with our world. Maybe, maybe not. I mean, she did get blown up in a ship.
Yeah, the way I remember it is that she exists solidly either there or here. And when she goes intangible, she's half in both places.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
That makes sense.
In big ziddle. But yeah, like it could be that, like, since that's the place where she's from, like if you knock her out, she gets yanked back there. I don't know. That seems logical to me too. So I don't know. And I'm working off of an idea that was formulated based on shit from way after this comic book.
Well, ultimately, it's what makes a better story, and it's too convenient if she becomes intangible anytime she's unconscious.
Right, yeah. And these ape monster guys can't do anything too horrible to a phantom, right?
Right.
But the threat's there if she's tangible.
Right.
But yeah, Ultra Boy stops him, calls off the mission. And that's when we cut back to HQ with Invisible Kid and Shrinking Violet showing up, finding the corpses of the Legionnaires. They don't waste any time throwing these guys in coffins and leaving them floating out in space.
They're like, well, let's get rid of them before they start to smell.
Yeah, like we better schedule a new initiation or new application. Send out the application. Well, I don't know what they do. We better try to better call in the substitute heroes. We better.
Yeah, it's too bad we killed that most important guy in history.
Yeah, how come no one is protecting Superboy?
They'll send a Superboy robot into the past to take his place. Like Violet's tear, it's not too heavy.
I disagree. I think her tear and the tears in the next panel on page 15, I think they're too heavy. I think they look too much like cum.
I guess. I think Giffen is the guy who's like really bad at it though. Because they blob out. They become like spherical at the end.
Oh yeah. It's hard.
These look like they're at least sort of flat and following the contours of her face.
A little bit.
They don't look like white ice cream cones projecting out of their eyes.
On page 15, they look like icicles.
Okay.
Where they're kind of hanging off of her eyelashes. But I got the point. I wasn't confused about what her emotion was. Mm-hmm. I didn't think she was coming out of her eyes. I knew she was crying.
That is good.
That's good.
Yeah, no need to like call up Mon-El or any of the other Legionnaires to attend the funeral. They need to get these fucking bodies out ASAP.
Yeah, they must have stunk, right? You just said that, didn't you?
Right. No time for ceremony. We don't need to call the science police. Let's just get these guys out of here.
Like, yeah, dead Superboy.
Right.
So that's super rigor mortis.
See, I think they're up to something. Like they're going to get some replicants to take their place because they seem. It's like they're trying to dispose of the bodies as quick as possible. There's no fanfare. There's no. If we call the science police and get them over here, they might our funding might get cut.
Yeah. Well, see, Invisible Kid, or first Shrinking Violet's like, we better start an investigation and find out who did this. Invisible Kid is the one who's like, that's later. We got to do this fast, get rid of these guys. So
Right.
Invisible Kid has something on his mind that he's keeping from the rest of us.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what his deal is. Invisible Kid. Yeah, he's the one. Shrinking Violet, I think she's innocent in the whole deal.
Right.
Invisible Kid wants to get rid of
sneaky bastard.
Maybe he just wants Brainiac 5 to be gone. Like, let's don't resurrect Brainiac 5. I want to be the smartest guy on the team.
The chief scientist or whatever.
Yeah. The cheap one.
Chief.
Oh. I thought
the
Karate
cheap
Kid's like,
scientist.
he's like the cheap one compared to Brainiac 5, living in his shadow. This thing that the Cirrus, they give him a funny nickname, right? Egghead. They start calling their one Cirrus guy an Egghead, and he doesn't seem to have an opinion. He doesn't say thanks for including me in your nicknames.
No, they even like point out, they don't care. They don't get it.
Yeah, but they take the dead body of Phantom Girl. I guess she is dead, huh? Or she's near dead, and they put her in this weird like panini machine that clamps closed around.
Well, it's
her.
another chair. Those crazy chairs do everything.
Yeah, but see in the second panel on 16, it doesn't look like a chair anymore. It's some kind of closed up capsule. That's why I thought it was a panini machine or a waffle iron or something.
They should be called like the Cherions or something like that.
Oh yeah, they're all about chairs. Like they could be like the Herman Millerites.
Mm. For such a chair-centric race that gets tired so easily, you'd think they'd have some kind of floating, traveling wheelchair-like situation. Not so bright.
They don't want to leave their apartments. Yeah, but the thing revives her easily. No big deal. And so they get back to work on their next plan. And the next plan is just to build a castle.
It's a pretty good plan. I like this plan. I don't know if it's a sound plan, but it's kind of a cool Silver Age plan.
Like they do all the work to like dig out boulders and turn them into blocks.
Right.
And they build a big castle with like silly battlements at the top.
It's kind of an A-team moment.
Uh-huh.
There's always a scene in every single episode where towards the end, right before they have the final battle with the bad guys, where they'll build a castle or something out of household products and stuff, and there's a montage of them welding stuff.
Oh, right. Each A-team member uses his specific expertise to build or to contribute his part to the building of the castle or the whatever.
Or tank or
whatever. Yeah. That's what they're doing here.
Right.
Chameleon Boy, he feels useless, but Ultra Boy sends him to be a lookout.
Yeah, he's like, I feel useless. What can I do? Go watch my girlfriend for me.
Why don't you watch your own girlfriend, dude? You're the leader.
Yeah, it seems like if he had really wanted to, if he had really applied himself, he could have turned into like some kind of monster that shits bricks that they could build it with. Some sort of flying reptile that could carry stuff.
Well, that's a limitation of his because like he doesn't get stronger. Like, does that even happen in this comic where he's like, I can make myself big, but I'm not actually heavier or stronger?
I think that's generally true, but I do feel like they're fast and loose with that for the story, because I feel like there have been several times where he conveniently turned into some sort of animal that
shits bricks.
Right. Which is like what the Wonder Twins always would do too. The only use of his power that I remember that ever calling bullshit on and thinking they went too far was in the Baxter series, like the second annual. To escape a prison, he shrinks down just like Shrinking Violet and walks between the atoms.
Oh wow!
He said something like "Shrinking Violet, eat your heart out" or something like that. I feel like if you're able to outdo another member, that doesn't seem. That's out of bounds as far as I'm concerned.
Well, he turned invisible one time, I think, which I don't think that should be possible.
Yeah. Invisible Kid powers? Or you're saying like he went through a wall or something?
No, I think he just turned invisible.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe I'm misremembering all this, but I think there's a lot of cases where he conveniently turns into like some kind of alien that can, like a flying squid that can grab a spaceship. stuff like that. But
yeah, like he technically could be able to be a flying squid that can grab a spaceship, but he wouldn't have the strength to hold on to a
Right.
spaceship and wouldn't be able to
Right.
breathe in space.
Yeah.
Too confusing. I'm surprised that Paul Levitz didn't kill him off or something because his powers are so confusing and so difficult to use.
Shit.
On page 18 is when Phantom Girl finally talks some sense into Ultra Boy and is like, you did all this shit trying to protect me. Stop doing that and fucking be a man, is kind of what she says. And he's like, okay, dear. And then page 19 is when Chemical King has his big moment.
Yeah. I just would like to state for the record that I am a Chemical King fan, or I at least feel like he could have been a great character.
I think he has good, like, sci-fi possibilities. Maybe he's actually too powerful for a kid's comic book or something.
Didn't they bring... Isn't there like a similar character in the more recent Levitz run?
Yeah,
Like
Chemical King? Or maybe he's...
Chemical Kid?
He's either Chemical Kid... Oh, this guy's Chemical King. Yeah, the new guy's Chemical Kid, maybe. I think he has the same powers, like speeding up chemical reactions.
I wonder why he didn't just bring the other guy back.
Too old-fashioned.
Right.
Who killed him? Do you remember who was responsible for ending Chemical King? Was that Levitz? Or was it Carrie Bates killed him?
Damn, I was just looking at that the other day. Didn't he? He was stopping World War III, right? And
I guess
so. Something to do with Australia. Does that sound right? There was like I think like a dictator had taken over Australia and was declaring was going to start like World War III.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know that someone struck him dead. I think it was more like a Spock dying kind of thing, like
the way Superboy died or something.
He averted it. Yeah, exactly. Died in the process from like radiation poisoning.
Yeah, he used up every last ounce of his power and couldn't survive anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, the way he describes what's happening on this page, like he might even die from fighting these guys. He says he can't, or there's nothing around to use his powers on except himself.
Mm-hmm.
And so he speeds up his own metabolism to make himself super strong, fights the guys, but then he confesses that after just a few seconds of this, he's going to run out of energy. It's
pretty good. Of course, he could have just slowed their metabolisms down.
That's true. This fucking idiot.
Do you think he's older than the other guys?
I don't know.
Because he's king, not kid.
He has longer hair.
Yeah, that usually means older.
Like, he's such a blind spot for me. Like, I know he died. I know he's a Legionnaire for just a very short time. I don't remember the one where he joined the team. I barely remember the one where he died.
Is it Levitz who sort of establishes that him and Invisible Kid had a thing going on?
I think Levitz established that they were best friends.
Okay.
And then I think that somebody later on said that they were more than friends.
Yeah, it's really bold when you take characters that are long dead and say they were gay or whatever.
No, are you being sarcastic? Like
I'm being sarcastic.
It's lazy and dumb instead.
Yeah, it's like there's no real risk or sacrifice made there.
Right.
Because you're using characters that are already written out. It's like when DC boldly said, we're going to make Green Lantern a gay character. And then later, like in the fine print, you realize it's like the Golden Age version who almost never appears.
Yeah, right.
It's not Hal Jordan or whoever. Brave move there, DC.
He's dead. It's kind of funny when Chemical King, like Shooter is sort of famous for bringing in the...
Son of a bitch. I just forgot something really important that I found out while you were on your 5-minute break. Can we go back to page 12 real quick? It's really important.
Sure.
It's probably the most important thing in the whole book.
All right. Here's 12.
On a whim, I saw here that they mentioned they're speaking Interlac here. Yeah. So while you're on break, I Googled it and looked it up. This is the first appearance of Interlac.
Whoa.
The first mention of Interlac. This issue.
Cool.
So it's a key issue, collectors.
Oh, shit. Now I'm never going to get my copy that doesn't have a chunk taken out of the cover.
Yep.
That's interesting. And I thought it was strange that that Shooter put it in here that like one of the Legionnaires is like, I thought they were mindless, but they spout good interlac. And like, so not only is he's inventing the fact that they all speak the same language of interlac, but he also says that these guys from another universe use it, implying that they're going to kind of try to solve the mystery of where these dudes come from. You know, like it's another layer of intrigue in the genesis of these jock bad guys.
But it also kind of suggests that the brain guys might be misleading them.
Yeah, I know.
Wait a minute. I thought these guys were mindless brutes.
Right. It's like there's a little bit of a mystery happening here, maybe.
Right.
But not really. It doesn't amount to anything, ever.
Right. The whole thing, just the way it feels truncated to fit the structure. It's almost like he ran out of space. Like, this is not the only comic like this I've read, but like the story, like when you get to like the last page or two, they're like, we got to wrap this shit up quick. Oh yeah, the Miracle Machine. Like maybe he intended it to be longer.
This thing goes up to page, I didn't even realize it. It goes up to
23.
page 23, but it's 23 is not even a full length page, right? And right now I'm on page 20. We've talked up to page 20. Mm-hmm. They're not really defeating the bad guys yet, you know? And they haven't discovered who the murderer from last issue is yet. They haven't revived the dead Legionnaires from last issue yet.
Yeah, like all of this is done in a half page.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit left to do.
Maybe he intended it to be a 3-parter, and Mort's like, no.
3 parts.
Wasted enough time on this kid.
That's a bridge too far. 3-part comic book. Oh, so what they do, it's another 7 Samurai type of shit, or maybe closer to 3 Amigos type of shit, where the Legionnaires are like, hey, you Seron guys, you're not so weak. Why don't you fight them? Mm-hmm. And that's what happens. The Serons are so, their confidence is so built up by Ultra Boy's inspiring message that they go and take them out.
I just don't buy it, but whatever. I want it to end with them getting their asses kicked. And like, why did you told us we could beat him? It's like, how smart are you guys that you believed me? Like, it doesn't make any sense that all these little worm guys can beat these pink Hulks.
Well, but like, what if it's 5 worm guys to 1 pink Hulk guy, and they stab him in the neck?
I don't know. I feel like I could take 5 nerds once. No, maybe not.
What if you have a club and they have all they do is think? Like, what if you never think and all they do is think constantly?
Right. They're punching with like their thumb inside their fingers, breaking their knuckles. You get out of here.
But anyway, so the nerds overtake the jocks. So the gray alien guys, the nerds, they send the Legionnaires back to their own universe. Like, that's another thing. Like, if there was some shit happening in another universe, 2 universes away, I'd be like, there's enough going on in this universe for me to have to, you know, like, life's too short.
Yeah, there's just something about the pacing about this whole thing that is kind of fucked up. Because he throws in it does feel, I'm telling you, it feels like a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Before you get to that half page, because they send them back with the answer. They're like, we're going to send like our healing beam and project it upon your headquarters. So everybody there will be alive again. But their bodies are out in space.
Right. There was some real tension there. Like, I read that and I'm like, oh shit, you're so screwed because they threw them away already. They're gone.
So it feels like this is like to be continued at the end of page 22. And Mort's like, no, we're not doing that shit. You can have half a page more. Fix everything in 3 panels.
Well, wait, is this 279 or is it 278?
279, right?
This is 279. It's because they don't have any more issues left.
Oh, yeah.
We got to do the one where Dinosaur with Kryptonite teeth eats Superboy, and then we're out.
Yeah.
380 is the last issue of Legion of Superheroes in Adventure Comics.
Maybe that's what happened.
Yeah, I don't know. It's silly. Now that you mention it, the artwork looks
I was going to say, the
again.
last page looks like Kurt Swan or somebody drew it.
Like the faces on Karate Kid and Invisible Kid.
Invisible Kid in the last panel.
Yeah, they look totally different. Not even like Kurt Swan. I don't know who they look like. It looks like Kirby or something. I don't know. It looks really strange.
It's odd. Maybe he did.
Oh, it
Maybe
really is the Miracle Machine? I forgot it was the Miracle Machine. I thought, because they used a Miracle Machine to fix everything in something we read like 3 weeks ago, right? What the hell was that? Oh, yeah, it was Brainiac 5 trying to use the Miracle Machine.
He tried to use it.
Yeah.
The super genius thought at the very last second after Superboy, the only guy who could break in, had died. Then the super genius thought of it. But then Blockhead, Ultra Boy immediately thinks, let's just go get the Miracle Machine.
That's the problem with Brainiac 5.
I think that really makes him a great character, even though I don't know that any writer set out to write him that way. It just works out that way. For the plot, he has to make lots of dumb mistakes that are very contrary to his super intelligence. But it makes for an interesting guy, like that he's so dumb. Like, I don't know how they write him now exactly, but that is how they should continue to write him. Oh, and then, within those 3 panels, we've resurrected him, and we had to reveal the killer. And he turns out to be nobody. Yeah,
just a total nobody is the killer. Like, we've had other comics where somebody tries to get into Legion headquarters, and it's impossible. Like, even Legionnaires can't get into Legion headquarters sometimes.
Right.
This dude, he walks in, and he fucking poisons the smartest Legionnaire and the strongest Legionnaire, poisons them to death. He gets his hands on some kryptonite poison and kills Superboy. And he's just some nobody with an axe to grind.
Well, he's Alec Corlo. But like we were kind of talking about earlier, I think the better ending would be that what do you call them, textbook philosopher guy, projector encountered in the park. If he had turned out to be this Alec Corlo guy posing as a philosopher.
Definitely. That, like in the movie version of this comic, that guy who is like the only outside character you've seen, obviously that is the guy he's like, he goes and he meets Projectra in order to feel out what's happening in the among the Legion team and get a taste of their morale, see if his plans are working or whatever. And then they would get him. Like, they don't even get this guy, right?
The science police picked him up, right?
Yeah, like there's a ton of text that explains what happens to him. I guess he died. He died or was frozen in time by the seer.
I think they mentioned like it wore off and they arrested him. But you could have, instead of having Starboy there, you could have Projectra looking. She's like, "Holy shit, that's the guy I met in the park," and then the end.
Yeah.
And then you're stuck wondering, what was this guy's game?
It must be right that Shooter wanted to just continue this.
Right. It's so unusual to have an extra page.
He probably did want that park bench philosopher guy to play into it somehow. Really weird. I think maybe if I was writing Legion comics, that park bench philosopher would make a return. Maybe he would just still be park bench philosopher, or maybe he would be a villain. I don't know. Yeah. Like maybe he's the confidant that Princess Projectra needs when Karate Kid is closed off and he's out in action. And so there's like a bond between these two people, and then Karate Kid is jealous. Some shit like that. Like, that's what I would do. Or he would just be the bad guy. Or that would happen and he's the bad guy. Perfect. Right. But you would need another issue of Adventure Comics that we don't have to do that story.
We just have to get the straight dope on page 23, like why it happened.
I think all the players are, no, Shooter's still alive, isn't he?
He is.
Send an email, that son of a bitch.
I wonder how soon they knew the feature was ending. Like, maybe he wanted to wrap it all up with a 3-issue finale. And what Weisinger was like, this isn't good enough to justify 3 issues.
I wonder how strong of a hand Weisinger even still was taking in these comics. Like, I know that he was sort of this is the last year of his reign as Superman editor. He may not even have a whole year left. I don't know.
Did he edit any of the Action Comics issues?
Comics.org lists him as the editor of the Action Comics.
Or was he just propping the, like, everyone knew this was his baby or one of his favorites, and as soon as he quit, they're like, all right, finally we can get rid of Legion.
Well, I think that's what happened, buddy. It was at the end of, or when the action period ended. Okay. That was the last of Weisinger and the last of Legion until they show up in Superboy a couple of years or 2 years, 1 year later.
I think it's like 11 months.
Yeah. But see, I think maybe Bridwell must have been kind of taken over or something, maybe.
Yeah.
Like they miss a month. Like the first Legion in Action Comics is a reprint, but then it picks up and it's the same team. It's Shooter, Mortimer, and Abel. And then as it goes on, Shooter kind of drops off and it's sort of Shooter and Bridwell trading off, and then it's Bridwell and Cary Bates trading off.
Right.
It just seems like they must have known this was happening, because it's not like the Action Comics things are like weird truncated Shooter scripts or something. It's like, no, all of a sudden Shooter got the order to start making 10-page comics instead of whatever 25-page comics, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the same crew is doing them. So I don't think it was a surprise, unless it was a surprise to Weisinger that somebody said, have Adventure Comics be a Supergirl title now instead of a Superboy title and get rid of Legion. I don't know about that. But this issue, 379, really does seem like had a little bit more in store, even if it was just in Jim Shooter's head, that this was going to work out a little bit differently.
Was it Supergirl and Action Comics backup? Did they just switch places, or
it does seem like that?
Have a feature for a while.
No, before Legion was in action, it was Superman and Supergirl, and so they just traded.
You know what they probably should have done is they should have just continued telling the Legion stories only with Supergirl instead of Superboy.
So somebody wanted a Superman, a Superboy, and a Supergirl title for each one of those people, where they get the full issue. And
I guess
Legion Superheroes became odd man out. And so they got the back third of Action Comics, because Superman already had Superman and Action, so he could take on a backup feature, whereas Superboy
it must
and Girl
have been they were
do
just
that.
Filling the vacancy like it was an easy swap.
Yeah,
because if you had to relocate them, the logical place to put them would be as a backup to Superboy, because they don't really have any relationship to Superman.
Right.
But that is where the vacancy is, because they swapped those two.
Yeah, some kind of market research must have told them that Supergirl was more popular than the Legion of Superheroes was, and I guess I believe that. But
yeah,
I think in Adventure Comics that was half solo Supergirl and half Supergirl in the Legion. That would have been pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I remember some of those having really good art though. The Supergirl issues.
Yeah, those had Bob Oxner or somebody drawing.
Bob Oxner, that's the one. Yeah.
No, some of them were Mike Sekowsky.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Mike Sekowsky and Bob Oxner, either one of those guys, so good. Those guys are great. I think there was some kind of like auteur kind of Mike Sekowsky thing happening with Supergirl for a while. I don't know if it was in the adventure issues or something else, because they started up a solo Supergirl title not too long after she started an adventure.
Oh,
I think, or maybe it was before.
No, I'm always running into like really gorgeous Oxner Supergirl covers from the 70s. Like I really like the way he draws that character.
Well, like that one with you just showed me tonight with the dead bodies in the space. But yeah, like there's a period of Supergirl comics that look really good. I don't know what I'm sure the stories are hit and miss. Yeah, Mike Sekowsky, like he was really firing on all cylinders in the 60s and 70s. Like after Justice League.
I love his Justice League though.
He's so good. All right, that's it. That's for this comic. Oh no, who was the bad guy? It was Alec Corlo. Oh, we talked about that. Just some nobody, huh? I wouldn't be surprised if Tom and Mary Bierbaum brought him back at some point or mentioned him. That was Adventure 379. We were also talking about 378 not long ago. Talk to you later.
Peace out. Long live the Legion.